Welcome. It's Tamara Payne coming to you live from Utila, Honduras on the 2nd of November of 2020. So I bring you information from Everyday Superhuman. And so please like and subscribe the station. It's a place where my husband and I both teach you how to unlock your own superpowers because we believe that everyday people have their own superpowers. So welcome in, friends, and please share my story with anyone today who needs hope. So today, being the 2nd of November of 2020, I chose to share this message of hope with all of you today, not just because we have the US presidential election tomorrow, but really for me personally, because today, 5 short years ago, on the 2nd of November of 2015, that is when I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast and liver cancer while we lived in Kansas City in the United States of America. And so this stage 4 metastatic cancer could have certainly been a death sentence to my physical body. But instead, as a holistic health educator, I decided to make a decision to live. And I got busy. I put a death to the part of me that didn't believe I deserved to dream on that day. So today, by proxy, my dear friends, if you're here with me, it's because today is your day. And here is more of my story and my message of hope to you and for every human across the globe. 2 weeks later, on the 16th of November 2015, my oncology team could find nothing but debris. Nothing but debris. And so that meant that something was there, but it had been exploded. And I took action steps, and if you so choose to work with me as a holistic health educator, I'll share those with you. But really, I believe that it was faith and action that led me to what is spontaneous remission. So I want you to breathe and smile with me. So I'm going to bring you forward to 5 years later. My husband and I live a very simple life here in Utila, Honduras. I have a great memory in general and about certain things in my life. And so I actually remember picking my parents while I was still in exquisite oneness with sweet Holy Spirit. I even remember watching them on their first date. This handsome, dark man that became my daddy, and this lovely, lovely porcelain doll. She was just beautiful, and she became my mommy. And so I could feel their product that I was, theirs from love and union. And all three of us helped me decide to be born, to experience all the joys and sorrows of life, the births and the deaths, the feasts and the famines. And I remember floating in this beautiful blue train station with my soul bag packed, if you will, ready to seat into my body and into my mother's body. I saw beautiful pink and yellow hearts like I was softly landing into a squishy lava lamp of love, what I call the classroom of humanity. And as I burst into the light on my birth date, 6 weeks before I was due, I could feel golden sunshine light all around me, from my mommy, from my daddy, and from Holy Spirit. And you can remember this as well, why you were born. You're no different than me, even if you've forgotten. And I knew that I was meant to be a soldier and a warrior on this earth, a light bringer, if you will, a match that is brightening the darkest room, a star that's illuminating the darkest night. And all of you, if you're hearing and feeling this message, it's because you did the same. You made an agreement to dream, to be part of humanity, to bring your unique light forth on this earth. About us, all of us. It's fearless, or at least we can operate in the face of fear. If I could have sent a message to my future self the moment I was born, and I did, that on the 2nd of November of 2015, I needed to wake up. What if each of us could send a signal to ourselves at any point in our lives? would that signal be to play it safe, to survive, to only want a little small circle of comfort and safety? And that's okay. Or would it be a signal that you want to dream, that you want to leave a legacy of knowledge, of advocacy, and that you wanted to give birth to your dreams? You see, success leaves clues. And so I think that we, as a generation, as humans right here, 7.8 billion of us right now, we're going to leave a trail of gluten-free breadcrumbs for the future generations of people to follow. You see, I have 5 grandchildren. I want them. I want to leave a legacy of hope and of knowledge for them. You see, for me, 5 years ago, at the age of 40, I chose 1 to 10% of my body, of my 50 trillion cells in my body, to have cancer cells clumping together to wake me up, to hit me across the head with a frying pan, metaphorically, so that I could learn radical self-care and truly what it means to love myself, to teach myself how much I matter, and to end up with my dream partner, my husband, so we could live a dream life on this Caribbean island called Utila. No other intent, really no other intent than to give to this tiny community and to send a ripple of love out into the entire globe from here. For me, as long as I always take care of myself. So I've come up with this metaphor and realization. You see, there was my favorite amusement park growing up in Southern California, USA, called Magic Mountain. Get it? Magic Mountain. Think about the symbolism of that name, but it gets better. There was a huge white wooden roller coaster. It was named Colossus. And I went there many times as a little girl to Magic Mountain. And it wasn't until I had my growth spurt and stopped growing any taller at about the age of 8 that I was tall enough to take the Colossal Ride on this wooden, rickety sounding roller coaster. And as a side note, I haven't grown since the age of 8. I'm still the size of an 8-year-old. Anyhow, my mom, Lucy, went with me, and I smiled the whole time. I loved the ride. But she got off the ride literally green in the face. She was so sick. So, of course, since I loved it, I wanted to take the ride again. Except the next time, it was going to go backwards. In reverse. Woohoo, I said. But no one would take that wild ride with me. And certainly not my sick mom. I begged her to go, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. So I realized that in the ride of life, a lot of people want to stay on the safety side of little baby rides. And that's okay. But I wanted to, and I still want to, I want to take the colossal ride. Forwards and backwards, on the ground, in the sky. That big white wooden roller coaster didn't just have the ups, it had the downs. And for me, it was, and still is, incredibly powerful. That's why I always say to all my friends and family, strap on your seatbelts, keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle until the vehicle has come to a full and complete stop. Birth and death, smooth ride, big, colossal ride, ups and downs. So if I chose this moment, the stage 4 cancer diagnosis, I wanted the big ride. If we all chose this moment in humanity, the 2nd of November of 2020, this precipice of me being able to hold hands with my neighbors, and of you from all over the globe coming in and holding hands with your neighbors and arms with your neighbors, then what does that say about us? And I invite you to tell me where you're from if you're watching this. Just comment below, and I'll come back in below, and I'll say hi. And so, what does it say about all of us? All of humanity? I think that we all said yes to the big ride. And we're not victims of anything. Not of cancer, not of COVID, not of our pasts, not of our present situations. And so if you, like me, choose radical self-care and radical accountability, we prove to ourselves how incredibly powerful we are. And you see, you chose just like I did, to leave the warmth, the safety of the human classroom, the warmth and safety of being one with Holy Spirit to come in to this human classroom. I pretend like I have a documentary movie crew following me every moment of my life, a documentary that I hope my grandchildren may watch, a living and breathing version of The Matrix. Am I going to keep myself in slumber and unawareness, or am I going to choose the red pill? Am I going to move towards advocacy and strength and awakeness and of humanity? And I want to ask you, which do you choose? Which do you choose? Do you choose to stay asleep, or do you choose to awaken yourself? You see, I know what I'm capable of. Do you? I know as an educator that 90% for adults, 90% of success is simply showing up. And so is it a dress rehearsal, or is today the day to perform? You see, you being here and listening to me and being part of this means that you're done playing small. We're not victims anymore. And so each of us has come into this life for one of the most amazing generations and one of the most amazing rides that will ever be. History and herstory are both going to tell us of this time, of this moment. Never one before, never one after, and never one since will be like this time. When they write about us, when the documentaries get watched of our lives, they're going to see that we discovered who we are, that we were no longer victims, trapped. Instead, they will know that we dreamt, that we created the life of our dreams and therefore the world of our dreams, that we didn't need the lies, that we had it all within us, that we had no fear, that we recognized who we are, our power, our joy, our connection to the earth, to Holy Spirit, to humanity, to our family, to our trees, to our animals, to our tribes, to our harmonious lifestyle, to our souls, to our sovereignty, to our experience. That's who you are. That's who I am, and that's who we are. And that is how we are about to transform this beautiful world back to the Garden of Eden that we were born into, this garden of life. And so today, and for the rest of my life, I will do better. We can do better. Won't you join me? Won't you truly love yourself and your neighbor and align with the humanity within each and every one of us? Thank you.